Hello, chat.
Hello.
Aren't we back here soon? Back here rather quickly, aren't we? Today is gonna be a weird one. I've got Witchy here, though she is suffering from a cold, so definitely
Hello,
take care of your
everyone.
voice, but don't say hello to Witchy.
Hello, everyone. Hope you all doing better than me.
I was hoping some others would join us, but it appears that real-life responsibilities have to come before playing video games. Speaking of video games, I am not a fighting game player. I do not enjoy fighting games, and I do not partake in them. At least not very often. I have recently made an exception for the game in the title, Guilty Gear Strive, which has very rapidly become a game that I play to an unhealthy degree. And it very recently, so recently in fact that it was this morning, dropped its first Season Pass 3 character, Johnny, returning from a previous game. Not ask me which one. The naming and title conventions of this series are lunacy, and I do not know which one is which, but apparently he was pretty popular. There's also just been a bunch of general mechanic changes, and as someone who does play this game a little bit, I wanted to check it out. I'm not very good at this game. I'm not good at fighting games. I joke about not being good at games. I suck at fighting games. Like, no joke, I'm terrible at fighting games. But, you know, I've got a sandwich, I've got some water, I've got my controller, and I'm ready to rock. The immortal words of Jesus, fuck it, we ball. And, I do have Witchy here, just to make idle conversation with, if nothing else. Or I could just rant about the Guilty Gear lore, because I do know that. I don't know how to play this game, but I do know its lore, to some degree. So, Witchy, you might be subject to my Guilty Gear lore.
Sweet.
But I don't think there's much else to discuss, especially if no one else is going to join us, so let's pop the scene over to the game. And... Oh God, Witchy. Yes, definitely drink water. Crank the background volume back up. You can hear this menu music and hear all the music because this game is a $60 soundtrack that came with a fighting game. My original plan was to do the story mode, but after sitting through the entire first chapter of the story mode, I discovered that there is no gameplay in the story mode. It's not even like a NetherRealm story mode where you like switch between characters, do 4 fights, watch a bunch of cutscenes. It's just cutscenes.
So there's just basically no fun in story mode, huh?
It's just in-engine cutscenes explaining the lore. To a degree, like
No.
why certain characters are the way they are, and various
it's
interactions they have.
The 3D anime.
Pretty much.
Oh my God.
And not animated nearly as well as the game itself.
Sweet.
But what I really want to do... Hello, Brisket. What I want to do is hop into training and take a look at the new guy, Johnny, natural-born gambler.
Look at this huge belt.
That's a pretty monumental belt. I think they actually made it bigger from his last design. I think that's the only change they've made from his old design was they made his belt bigger.
Was his head always that huge?
Yeah, his hat was always like that.
Oh
Just
my
Lean
God.
is the name of his song.
Just
Whatever that
lean.
means. So let's...
Oh, we have a Happy Chaos.
Yeah! He's over there in the
thought you-
corner.
Honestly, I thought you were going to play as Happy Chaos.
I like Happy Chaos, but, you know, I gotta give the new guy a spin, at least for a little bit. And we're just
please show me? Can you please show him to me for a second? I just want to look at him. Oh, look at him. What
Look
a
at him.
stud.
This is the color I usually use for him. And we're just in training mode. I just want to see what Johnny can do. First, I want to look through these colors.
Damn.
Damn. Oh, look at the glasses.
He looks like JoJo.
Oh god, he does. He's got the Stardust Crusaders ass jacket.
Oh boy, he went to Barbie movie.
Nina approved. Oh, yes. One ticket to Barbie, please.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's just stylish.
Yeah. Looks great. Oh my god, now it's definitely Jotaro.
That's the it is. I actually think I think Matthew Mercer's in this game. The English VA for Jotaro. I think he's Zato.
Oh, really?
Is the PlayStation colors.
Ooh.
These are the anniversary colors.
This was Xbox colors, and this is the
Mountain Dew Johnny. Yeah, this guy. In English, he's voiced by Matthew Mercer. Him and his little guy. Anyway, don't screw around. Let's.
You better not show me all these characters, because otherwise I will go and buy this game to myself.
That's. Oh god. Okay. All right. Who's our punching bag?
Well, who's that? Paperback head Spider-Man.
Oh, Faust.
Oh wait. Oh.
Yeah,
Faust.
he's great. He's a Silent Hill
Oh,
character.
Oh, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
Now I can tell why he's so creepy.
That is a medical professional right there.
Sweet.
This is an American man. This is a British person. This is the average Indian male.
Indian? I thought he was German.
That's a Japanese person. This is
Oh.
Matthew Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
This is a U.S. politician. This is a British girl.
British.
This is a bed and his sister.
Yeah, I can
This
see
is
the
Testament.
resemblance.
I can't even make a
Ooh.
joke because there's pretty much nothing Testament, isn't?
Yeah, basically
And
no
this
joke.
is my son. This is Sin.
This is my son. Look, it's my boy.
We're gonna beat up Kai. We're gonna beat up a French person. As God intended.
Gonna beat up a French person.
I should mention also Johnny is a pirate.
He's a pirate?
Yeah, he's the captain of the Jellyfish Pirates, and also all of their father.
Pirate versus French person. There's
Yeah.
something ironic about it, don't you think?
Alright. Let's take a look at these. These command normals.
Oh, so he's just stands there and does nothing.
Oh!
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, I get it, you're training.
yeah, this is actually... That's his ship back there. Or one of his ships. They're all stolen.
I love these mechanic
Oh, that
speeches.
voice.
Wait, I can hear. Let him please let him say something again. Oh my god.
Okay, I did watch some of the basic starter stuff. So I know kind of what Johnny's deal is. That's these two moves. Fist Finder and Deal. So... Yeah. Slicing the card you throw with Deal causes another attack. So basically, the projectile itself doesn't do anything. Just gotta hit it with that move. and it pulls an extra attack, basically. Like that. So I didn't hit Kai with the spider itself. I have to figure out which one of these is which. I realize this is big talk coming from someone who plays Happy Chaos, but this is a technical character. This is not one I'm going to be proficient at, because this is going to take a lot of thinking, which I suck at.
Yeah, the song is great here.
I think I accidentally did one of the supers. There we go.
Ooh.
Check these other ones. Not that one. Okay. Not the supers. Not yet. Vault. Senga. Oh, you can hold it. It's tricky. It's a very tricky character. Oh, okay.
Johnny,
You can dash in and out of it.
How is he reaching?
Look, he does the little sheath when you do his heavy slash. Nice. Mostly, I just wanted to get a feel for all this. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's take Johnny into arcade.
Who dares to enter the mayhem? Johnny.
Because this is about as close to a story mode as we're gonna get out of him. Or out of anyone. And there's a little bit story. Giovanna first. Alright.
Ooh.
I should note, Twitch and chat, well, this is not modded. They are just designed that way. Everyone in this game is just designed like that. There is one mod, and it is for Happy Chaos, and you will know it when you see it.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
Right in this
society.
intro.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
This fucking intro.
Damn. Damn.
Nice dog, lady. Pet it.
What do you want? I'm a little busy cloud watching.
Don't you have to, like, protect the president? Isn't that your job?
Well, then you're in luck. I'm a cumulonimbus.
Maybe I just don't know Johnny's lore, but
Says,
do not get that one.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ah!
I'm throwing you.
Oh god! No, I'm throwing you. Oh boy.
You're on the wind.
Ah god.
Slash. Aww.
Insert cool one-liner.
Oh right, I forgot. It doesn't do your opponent wins when you go down in arcade, it just tells you you lose.
Up here. Up here.
was fun. Is this a super? Is this a super? I'll figure out which one of these is my super. Oh god. I'm fine! Okay, let me just, alright, there we go. Yeah, I know all the supers are now. Hold this.
Fine.
It's okay. I'm okay.
You were too caught up in politics.
Oh, what a man.
Oh, he's so
You're like, I'm
stylish.
fine.
I'm sorry I'm terrible as you, Johnny. You deserve someone better at this game. Get back.
Here's the key. You can use it as a distraction for her dog.
That didn't work. I did a thing. Woo! Oh god. Calculated. Alright, what's this victory screen look
You're
like?
strong.
Oh, we don't see it.
Wild lady. Perfect Johnny. You couldn't paint a better picture.
Well, aren't you an optimist?
Pessimist's more your type?
I like a man who can leave me alone.
Well, guess
I catch
that
your
means
drift,
my
my lady.
charms still have room to grow.
Where? Where do you go from the top? Oh, hey, Brisket. Is this his story? Is Johnny just gonna be hitting on women this entire fucking campaign? Is that his arcade mode?
Playing basically as Casanova.
Oh man, I really wish Blake were here. Johnny is 100% he is
Mankind
dying.
knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
Really cool intro.
For hell.
Allow me to transfix you.
No unique intros. Alright. Those eyes.
Not taking any curtain calls.
Johnny
Let's go.
versus Bridget. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ah! That didn't work!
Here you go. Take this. Watch you stick. 2 weeks left. Take this. Here you go.
So let me do this? Guess not.
Come on. Yeah.
Oh, now look, I told you, didn't I? I'm perfect.
Disgusting.
Johnny.
He's very fond of himself. Which, I guess, you know,
Duel 2.
if I looked like Johnny, I'd have some... I would not be having self-confidence issues, I can tell you that. Oh, it's Gun Crush. Resistor! Oh, we know this one. It's the other one I need to use. We haven't seen it yet.
Ooh, we're in the sheet now.
I did not capitalize on that like I should.
I love the man walking in the background with the map like, where the fuck I am.
Yeah, it's just... I'm so lost.
Let's get one thing straight. I didn't beat you. You beat yourself. understand the difference.
Johnny wins.
A pirate, ladies and gentlemen. Oh hey, Matthew Mercer.
Hello, beautiful man.
I don't know if that's gonna be an option. Mostly because I don't think you're ever gonna get time alone with Zato.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you'll see what I mean in a second.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
I don't understand what the
society.
eagle means either.
So instead of reflecting
just
on
happens.
themselves, they blamed the beasts.
Yeah, nice intro, Johnny. We
I
get
do
it.
not understand this intro. Is he just imagining this?
Oh, damn.
My name is Zato One.
Man knows when to shut his mouth.
Johnny! You've
Johnny!
exchanged one sentence with this man.
Versus Zato. Duel 1.
Alright, let's see if I'm still any good at fighting Zato.
I am voting for Zato.
Thank you. Lend a hand. Some violence. Watch closely. All yours. There. Up high. There you go. Up high. Recompose. Yes, lend a hand.
Let's try this! Oh god. Let's do it! I missed it. That's a lot shorter range than I thought. Walk over the card.
And then this.
Walk over the card. Walk over the card. Just gonna let me grab you?
I can use this.
Okay.
Fought the wrong guy. That's all.
I think it's because I'm on normal.
Oh, you're on normal this time?
Yeah, the difficulty of arcade mode is determined by how well you do in the first match. I lost the first round, so I ended up on the normal track for arcade mode.
Up your game. Thanks for me. Take this. Here you go. Watch your step.
Recompose.
You ready?
Let's try it! Here we go.
Got that.
Oh, this is so sick. Oh, he's so cool. I gotta learn this
The
guy.
ending happens when the handsome guy wins.
Damn, Johnny!
Such a jackass. Oh, I love him. Oh, we gotta get Nina in here. Oh, hey, Biken.
Ooh.
Again, she's just designed like that.
Love and appreciate the design very much.
I appreciate her for her lore, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
He does, her lore's interesting.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
Johnny!
For hell.
But also, it's not exclusively women, I guess, because Zato. Hi, Biken.
There's no winning or losing, just knowing yourself.
Not taking any curtain calls.
Johnny
What's that?
versus.
I feel like I know who Johnny's voice actor is, but I can't place it.
Take this.
So wait, so this game is based on some anime, right? Or
No, it's its own story. It's just the story mode itself doesn't have any gameplay, so I likened it to just a straight up anime.
and how's it called again?
Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty Gear Strive.
This
I
is
just wanna.
Technically, this is the last one in the series, so it's probably not the best place to start the story.
Guilty Gear. Right. I just wanna look out for the voice actor for Johnny. Just I get curious myself.
It's English voice actor. It sounds familiar to me for some reason.
You were too caught up in
Yeah, hey, take care of. You go first, my boy.
Wins.
No, Johnny. It's Johnny. Fine.
You ready for this?
Ah, man.
Here you go. Here you go.
That's every time.
Slap.
Hell yeah. It's a very stylish outro, too.
The happy ending happens when the handsome guy leaves.
Okay. A, I kinda get it now.
John wins.
Oh, hey. British guy. I've actually been trying to learn Axel a little bit, and it's been fun. I'm not good, but, you know, he's fun. I like zoners.
You mean like learn how to play for him?
Yeah, I like how to play
Instead
Axel.
of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts. Heaven or hell.
I almost don't even want to say it, but I think Axel's intro is weirder than Johnny's. He just fucking shows up.
Take it easy on me, eh?
Let's make this snappy.
Different dialogue.
John versus
I also really like Axel's theme.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
That guy didn't. I knew what I was doing. I was not just spamming this fighter.
You fought the wrong guy.
I know what I'm doing.
You're a pro gamer, you always know what you're doing.
It's me. Big guy. Get in the card! You've been luck sorted. Oh, Kingdom Hearts joke. No one's gonna fucking get that one.
The happy ending happens when the handsome guy leaves.
Woo! Oh, I've got the potential. I'm getting better. I'm starting to get a feel for what I need to do as Johnny. The issue now is doing it. Oh god, Bedman. Oh, sorry. Bedman?
Batman.
Bedman?
Batman.
You gotta say it with the question mark. Because that's just how his name is spelled for some reason.
Society.
Well, I mean, I know
Bedman?
why.
Reflecting on themselves.
Because that's technically not Bedman, but also kinda is. Like, it's his bed, at least, we know that. And it might also be the guy, because that's his sister.
Please let me go. Big sis is gonna throw a fit.
Oh, Biken.
Not taking any curtain
Yep.
calls.
Delilah, the little girl that follows Bedman around, calls Biken Big Sis.
Duel 1.
Ooh. I opened the character
card.
list.
Oh god!
I opened the character list to look what voice actor is voicing Johnny, and end up downloading every image of every character. It's a reference.
Johnny is. Did you see who his voice actor was?
No, really. Guilty Gear Stripe.
No good.
Johnny, voice actor, English voice actor, yeah. Liam O'Brien.
It is! Oh, I know him, yeah.
Catch on.
I know Liam. Well, I don't know him personally, but I know Liam O'Brien. Yeah, he does good work. That is who that is. Alright.
Here you go. Watch this.
If I get hit, my card disappears, I see. So I don't just throw out the card when I'm in danger.
You ready for this?
Oh god! Stop showing it!
She's so little.
Yeah, well yeah, that's why she's not fighting. That's why the bed does the fighting for her.
Yeah. She's so little running on the battlefield.
Oh boy. Get the cards! My bed just gives me back pain. I wish my bed could fight for me. That'd be
Let's get
awesome.
one thing straight. I didn't beat you.
That is Liam O'Brien.
You beat yourself.
Yeah. O'Brien?
Understand the difference.
I don't know.
John.
L-O-B. It's Lob.
And
Hey, the boy! I know who this is. This is Robbie Damon. This is Zhao from Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is Chai from Hi-Fi Rush, and it's oh god, what the hell's his name? The detective kid from Persona 5. Akechi.
Mankind
yeah.
knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on
Oh
themselves,
wait, how are their intros gonna work? Because Epic Ac's intro's a weird one. Yeah, he just wanders up from behind.
Nice shades. You got good taste.
Nice shades. I like your
They
stuff.
actually have unique intro dialogue. That's fantastic.
John.
Oh, I love it. My two favorite characters now have unique intro dialogue together. Oh god, I forgot about fighting Happy Chaos. I was so caught up in the joy of being able to see Happy Chaos, I forgot I'd have to fight Happy Chaos. Oh god, no.
it's my boy. Oh god, no.
Oh no, it's my boy.
There you go. Take this.
Oh god.
Always act too.
Oh boy. Just goes so fast. He can do so much so quickly. It's terrifying.
What's it for, boy?
Duel 2. Let's rock.
His voice is you.
Yeah, you can hear him say, like, pow whenever he shoots. I think there's one where he just goes bang.
He's basically a grown-up child. Oh my goodness.
Got him. Did he finish her dialogue?
Oh, you really should have started watching me before that. That's the lady.
Look, that is unique.
John.
Wins.
Especially for Happy Chaos, he got a unique dialogue.
Oh, hey, May! May is another one of the jellyfish pirates. She's actually the first jellyfish pirate that Johnny adopted. And Johnny sees her as his oldest daughter. May, on the other hand, has a monumental crush on Johnny. And literally her entire character theme is about how she knows it's never gonna happen, it doesn't make sense, but she's in love with him anyway.
They blamed the beasts.
Which, like, I finally get it. I still don't forgive you for being a pain in the ass to fight, May, but, like, I get it.
I wonder if we will get some unique dialogue.
We must, right?
I found you, Johnny!
Oh, she sounds pissed.
What are you doing in a place like this?
Johnny, this is your fleet.
Versus May.
Oh, this is the final round. It's not Nagoriyuki.
Johnny, explain!
Oh boy.
It's 2 against 1?
You have a mom now. And a dog. Kids like dogs, right?
Neither of you!
Ah, crap.
Duel 1.
I'll let you ladies sort this out.
Girls are fighting! Was that a steal?
Yeah, all about them ocean things, May is. Get in the car, May! I can't
No, my
believe May is the final stage of Johnny's arcade mode. That's fantastic. Every other character has Nagoriyuki, who is like the primary threat for most of the story mode. But Johnny has his pissed off adopted daughter.
Fightable.
And it still plays Crawl. I mean,
is the
Crawl
fight-
slaps,
oh,
so I'm not
this-
complaining. Crawl fucks, but like,
This is the fight that will decide if Johnny is gonna pay the child support to me.
Johnny's arcade mode is for child support.
Yeah, honey, don't be so mad at me.
It's fine. It's calculated. Oh god. Stay back. No, you got this, Gio.
Johnny,
Get in the car! Oh no!
mate. Get in the car, mate. We're not going to McDonald's.
You're getting... Get in the car, man. You're in timeout. Your turn.
Go ask your mom.
Get in the car, man! You're grounded. Finish it! Yeah! Stylish finish, motherfucker!
Everyone!
Woo!
So what if you're my daughter? Fuck off.
Told ya. I was looking for new crewmates. You're the one who's been whining about the workload.
Is that all? Honestly, I thought you were just off chasing women. I guess I was mistaken.
Not entirely.
In other words, she nailed it.
Sometimes you gotta break out of your bird cage to see the fluffiest clouds. Don't you agree?
Sure, just don't tell my boss. Or the president.
Her boss is
John
Gold Lewis,
Lady.
by the way. The big guy.
What brute do you take me for?
Oh.
The big guy with the coffin.
Hey, no more grown-up talk.
Anyway, game over.
Is this?
Well, that's that. Wow. And that's Johnny. That's pretty much all you need to know about Johnny. Anyway, we're gonna go fishing.
Fishy.
Yeah, we're fishing. Also, look, there's my avatar.
Where?
See? Right there on the balcony with the fishing pole.
Oh!
Overall ready? No, it's not. We're gonna... There's more on the to do, but... Yeah, that's Johnny's, at least his normal path for arcade mode. There's other difficulties I should try and do, but... That's gonna take a bit. So instead... fuck it, we'll do more arcade.
Who dares to enter
See
the
if I can't get a better difficulty. Now that I have Johnny a little bit better down. Let's try this one. Try
New
the...
outfit.
Hey, Gio. Johnny's definitely tricky, but I think I can figure this out.
Yeah.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
Also,
society.
I'll be back in a minute.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
Don't tell Witcher we can actually skip the intros.
Let's rock. Take this.
Oh, not quite.
Mist finder. Take this.
Get in the car! Woo!
Here you go. There you go.
Get in the car again! Oh god. Woo! Calculated.
Oh, now look, I told you, didn't I?
Oh, look at a little cat. A little cat in the background. What is that thing shipping? In that truck. Right.
This is gonna hurt. Guys, taking it. Grant stillness. Taking it.
Oh boy.
Fear on the wind.
Got it, recover! Oh boy.
Too slow. You ready for this?
Woo!
Got that,
See, now that I know super input, I am going to be spamming that relentlessly and absolutely get killed for it. Oh god. I miscalculated. Severely. It's fine. Calculated. 1,000 calculations a minute.
Here. I should turn you in.
Fine, if you'll be my prison guard.
No can do. Can't you tell I love my job?
That's a shame. Seems like it's hell on your shoulders. If you like a change of pace, the jellyfish pirates are hiring.
I'll pass. Goodbye.
Oh no. Yeah, so since I won both rounds without losing, I'm now on the extreme path where the AI is at their hardest. But the story changes. So the arcade mode is a little bit different and reveals more and more about what went down,
Society.
depending on the
So
difficulty
instead
you're
of
on.
reflecting on themselves, they blame them. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh god. Oh god, bad situation! Bad situation! We're in trouble! Get in the car!
Joke.
Oh god. Ow.
Oh.
Loses.
Ow.
Duel 2.
Ah.
Let's rock.
Oh god, wrong one! That's the one.
Too easy.
Get in the car!
Joke.
Oh god.
You would too caught up in dogs.
Yeah, the rose every time. Get in the car! Woo! Big fan of that super. Oh boy. Got it! We're in trouble! Woo! Alright, you can throw a card out of the vault. And that does deal damage. I was
Let's get
incorrect.
one thing straight. I didn't beat you. You beat yourself.
Woo! Oh, hey, Potemkin. Now you can get a scale for how massive this man really is.
Wait, what is his name? Potemkin?
Potemkin, yeah.
Oh,
He's great. Look at this.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
First off,
For hell.
let my boy stroll up.
damn. Look at him.
yourself to your very limits.
Not taking any.
Oh, I kind of blend into the snow. Oh, do we get to hear? We get to hear Armorclad Faith. Look at the size of this man.
Damn.
I can hit him with my overhead from the ground. He's so huge.
Oh,
Get in the card, Potemkin.
that actually looks very painful.
Incredibly, I'm sure, but for whatever reason, I feel like Potemkin can take it.
No, I'm talking about the damage Potemkin.
Oh yeah, that move. It's actually one of Potemkin's better moves,
Didn't
because
catch
it's
up.
the closest thing he has to a ranged option.
Wins.
Because he can't dash.
He's too huge. Obviously, he can dash.
He's by far the slowest character, but he has the most health and can deal the most damage. Both because, of course, he's huge. He's the size of a continent. Like, fucking, this dude is built like a fridge. I cannot imagine what getting hit by this man must feel like. But it cannot be pleasant.
Well, it feels pretty much
Get in the
like
car!
you're being finished by a fridge.
It's fine. Get in the car again! Oh no! Cannot be jumping against Potemkin with meter. I forgot the button!
Macho man.
How are you throwing this man, Johnny? He canonically weighs 2,000 pounds. He weighs a ton. That man is the weight of a car.
Too, huh? That's great.
Johnny.
Oh, just complimenting his choice in headwear. Dude, I love Potemkin, but I could not play him. I cannot play slow characters like that, but he is so much fun. Plus his theme is really good. Hey,
Oh
my
God,
boy! Yeah, so since I lost a round on hard, I got booted. Or since I lost a round in an extreme match, even though I won against Bedman in the end, if you lose a match, you get booted down to hard. Which, you know, I'm not complaining too much about. Because I was not gonna beat extreme anyway.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves,
I still don't know what this intro means. I still don't know what that text means. I know the heaven or hell stuff's been around forever, but...
Wonderful.
Wonderful, huh?
Nice shades. You've got good taste.
Yeah.
Nice shades. I like your style.
I love intros like this. Where people, there's so many of people like talking about lore or the story, or particularly being mad at Happy Chaos just for existing, which, to be fair, he has done a lot of shitty things. But like, he and Johnny just, yo, nice style, bro. You too.
Yeah, I know.
Two kings appreciating each other's outfits.
The characters
all.
like this. Yeah, characters like them always carry the project, the game, or the series on them.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Let's try this! That's one of the new mechanics. It's a new thing to do with the burst meter. Which is great, because I never used burst originally.
Didn't
That
catch up.
may be my fault.
Johnny wins.
Also, we get to hear Drift. And I like Drift. Oh god, okay. Okay, Happy Chaos. Let's breathe, bro. Guard! Woo! I actually think I'm starting to learn Johnny a little. I know I'm not very
You
good.
really should have started
And the
watching
minute I start going online, I'm gonna get stomped, but
Best of Days.
no. I'm having fun. I'm not flailing completely madly anymore. Oh, hey, Faust! Oh,
Ooh.
no. So,
Wait,
I
like
have
B.
a clown, actually, that you've been in a call with before. We
Mhm.
both play Guilty Gear a lot. And he loves Faust. And he's terrifying to play against as Faust. Because he's so good.
Instead of reflecting on themselves,
And to this day, I am terrified of fighting Faust. Because of all the shit he can do. He's all about the goofy, haha cartoon energy. Even though it's kind of hard to tell right now.
Replace everything.
Oh, a medical genius like you deserves a marvelous specimen like me.
Okay.
Johnny versus
Well, I'm not gonna disagree.
Duel 1.
So wait, this is the first time you're streaming Guilty Gear Strive on Discord, right?
This is my first time streaming it at all.
Oh.
Including on twitch.tv/Shepard. Oh god.
What I'm saying is that I would like to see you and Clown playing Guilty Gear together.
I actually wanted...
Oh,
Oh, also that. One of Faust's supers has that unique... Has that, and every character has a unique pain animation.
oh my, he's so good.
Yeah, he has so much range, and he's so wild. Did he just gain an extra knuckle in his fingers?
Duel 2.
Go. What a team.
Get him! Woo! And also, I'll be saying this for a lot of characters, but Faust's theme is really good.
Just didn't catch on.
Oh god. Get in the cart! Don't throw your thing. So that move there, where he like reaches in his jacket and grabs something to throw, it's a random item. So
What was the random
Faust
one?
is very much of the my opponent can't predict me if even I don't know what the hell I'm about to do strategy. And it works for him.
Yeah, my favorite.
It's terrifying to play him. Especially since I play Happy Chaos. Who really does live or die on having your opponent be right where you want him to be. And Faust is so good at being wherever, at any point, completely
I
at
haven't
random.
found what I'm looking for yet. But I appreciate you, Doc.
Aw. He's actually, huh.
Win.
Aww.
I actually don't know how common it is, but he's very cordial with Faust, despite how terrifying he is. Here's... Oh, wait. No, he's stage 6. Normally Nagoriyuki is the final boss of arcade mode, but I guess Johnny is the exception. Where he gets May. He gets a pissed off pirate.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
But Nagoriyuki is actually pretty cool. He's a samurai vampire, and that's fucking sick.
Heaven
He's a samurai vampire gentleman. And he's actually an unwilling antagonist.
My name is Nagoriyuki. Let's begin.
What a man.
Yeah.
Man knows when to shut his mouth.
Okay, I was listening to, actually, we'll hear it in a minute.
versus
Yeah.
Nagoriyuki.
I was listening to Nagoriyuki's theme, and the top comment for the YouTube video is, Nagoriyuki makes me think I'm gay, because I think about him a lot. Which, like, is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. And, like, I get it.
I mean, we all get it. Like, look at him.
Like, fuck, yeah, fucking look at that.
Even Johnny loses to him.
And again, Nagoriyuki's theme is really good. And he technically gets 2. Since he's normally the arcade boss, Crawl is also his theme, but this one here is pretty good too.
Here you go. Take this. Miss fire. Take this. Too slow. Take this.
Ah, man! I'll fucking do it again! Oh god! Woo! Out of that time. The outro dialogue?
You should feel lucky old Johnny even gave you the time of day.
God, he's so full of himself. I love it.
Wins.
Oh, hey, Milia. This is, Zato's former lover.
Ooh.
And she's got weird-ass Bayonetta hair.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
She's also supposedly an assassin. That is the garb of a professional contract killer right there.
Ooh.
There it is.
You can run.
Oh.
I won't mind.
All right, fine. How about we take this to my ship?
Oh my fuck. Johnny!
Johnny.
Not right now, she's trying to kill us.
Versus
That sounded so much.
Time and a place, Johnny. You got a daughter at home. You got like 17 daughters at home.
17 daughters and no wife.
And no wife. Well, he adopted all of them. Under separate circumstances.
You ready for this?
Woo! Say my name.
Got that, Daddy.
God, he's so fucking cool.
You fought the wrong guy. That's all.
I'm really glad Johnny's cool. Because I've heard nothing but hype about him coming out, and I was really worried he was going to be disappointing. But he absolutely is not. I love him. Get back! Get in that card! Oh no! Woo! I'm cooking now. Let's see, outro dialogue?
You had to face the mighty Johnny. Whew. Talk about a bad.
Such a jackass. I love him.
Wins.
Woo! Oh boy. Alright, here we go, boss time. Johnny is very rapidly ascending the ranks of one of my favorite characters. I think he is up there with Happy Chaos now. Now that I've had a chance to play him.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
Just
society.
so stylish.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts.
And this intro makes no sense, and I love it. I can't think of any other intro that does this.
Johnny?
You're earlier than I expected.
Oh, she's pissed.
Johnny
Fucking crawl. It's amazing.
While you were out playing, we were slaying dragons. Today's the day you're gonna get it.
Why not explain?
That's all it took. You've done already.
Duel 1.
Also, the dragon thing is not entirely out of the question because monsters like that just exist. They're a kind of gear. Which is a whole fucking other can of worms. That's all lore that I have subjected many of my friends to already, and I cannot do while trying to play the game. Oh god. Hey! Get in the card! Get in the card again! There it is. One more card! Woo! Teamwork!
The wrong guy. That's all.
You know what? Never mind.
Oh boy. See, Johnny and Giovanna's win poses really do complement each other. Johnny's being smug and Giovanna's being exhausted. That's just their entire character. That's the effect Johnny has on most women.
They
That or nay.
they're like that OTP meme, like too much energy, has no energy.
It's a binary. You're either completely entranced by Johnny or endlessly frustrated by him. Get in the card again! Woo! I am Johnny!
I get it. You were just inviting her aboard.
And I've been turning him down the whole time.
Sorry. I thought Johnny was cheating on me.
What?
Cheat? Me? I play it straight with all the ladies.
And again, I've been turning him down.
Come on, Giovanna. You might as well at least come aboard. Then I can make it up to you, and everyone will be happy.
How's the view?
World class, I guarantee.
I'm interested.
See, the dog wants in.
I'm gonna splurge today. On Johnny's time, of course.
Throw me a bone here.
Eh.
Damn.
Well,
That's they're a family, I swear to God.
it's fun. Yeah. Well, I've had the three of them knowing each other for about 10 minutes, and May, you have a mom now. She works for the president. All right. Here we go. This is Gold Lewis. This is the person that this is Giovanna's boss. He
So it's the president.
No, that is not the president. That is the Secretary of Defense. Sorry, no, the Secretary of Absolute Defense.
Oh.
No.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
We'll go on hard because I am gonna jump back
We're
to
gonna
Happy
play-
Chaos.
Yeah, happy chaos.
Chaos.
Switch the music. Auto. This guy. Look at this man. I think this
Damn,
was,
he's
if I recall correctly, this was the first DLC character. And he's in like 2 scenes in story mode. And Happy Chaos was like 3rd of Season Pass 2, and he's one of the primary antagonists.
oh my god.
It's great.
Gold Lewis Dickinson.
Oh, sorry, Gold Lewis Dickinson, not just Gold Lewis.
Dickinson.
This is what the average American politician looks like, by the way. For anyone curious. So if you ever hear an American talk about a politician and you don't know what the hell we're saying, because Americans kind of just assume people know what we're talking about, and 9 times out of 10 we don't know what we're talking about. If you hear an American name you don't recognize, picture this man in one of his colors, and you'll pretty much be dead on.
All the politicians are the same, so there's
Yeah, they're all Gold Lewis. Why did I actually fight him? I meant to fight Johnny a few times.
Mankind knew that they cannot
I don't know why
change
I'm
society.
like this.
So instead of
Well, let's fight
reflecting on
Gold Lewis.
themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven, or hell.
Eliminating mission obstruction.
Yeehaw.
Skip the explanation and let's just have fun.
Chaos.
Oh, Robbie.
Versus Gold Lewis. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh boy. Give me my ammo!
oh my god.
Just shout eat shit. Very American.
For it.
Vulgar language.
This hits. So I can throw it.
Somehow. Oh boy, I don't have any ammo! Oh no! Woo! Not good. Oh, you can see little aliens.
Stick to what I know.
Aww.
Chaos.
He's fine.
Of course he's fine.
Yeah.
No one cares about politicians.
Get back! Oh god!
Focus.
Oh boy. I have ammo! Oh boy. Me! Alright, one more round and then we'll fight Johnny.
Better stick to what I know.
Almost shoots himself in the foot. It's funny.
Fucking little Ben.
Here we go.
Say it! Ah! Oh boy. I heard the click and immediately was like, oh shit. Can we, maybe we should talk this out? Aha! Oh no. Say it! Yeah!
Real protagonist can guide the author.
Deus Ex Machina, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
I feel like we'll
Yeah, he just makes a whole car.
Chaos
I
wins.
Now I can tell why you love him so
I
much.
love him. He's great. Alright, let's switch out and let's actually fight Johnny.
Dares to enter the mayhem.
Actually turn the difficulty up. Just up one. And if it's still easy, then we'll.
Johnny.
I was actually working on a small project, just a little fun thing for Athea a while back, and or for Scarlet a while back, and I wrote a small conversation between Happy Chaos and Gojo Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen that was meant to basically it's just them discussing the nature of the universe over a small pink plastic tea set. It's great.
Why'd you say that? I imagined that.
Need to post that because I had a lot of fun with it. Alright. Let's see how the intro looks from the other side, actually, because I don't know how Johnny's intro looks from player 2.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves,
When you
they
download the
blamed
VOD on your YouTube channel, I will rewatch this moment again, and I will probably draw.
The strong
I
foe
will probably
appears.
draw this moment.
Oh shit! He's actually playing along too. Because Happy Chaos is like the author of the
If you're
universe.
trying to foreshadow a twist, you'll be disappointed.
You ever just discuss the narrative of the universe with the boys?
Duel 1.
Yeah.
Let's rock.
Stay back! Oh god, okay. So this is what Johnny is supposed to play like. What the fuck was that? Oh, that was the other burst mechanic. I see your fucking cards. You can't trick me! You can't fool me, hot boy! Love the way he talks. Stay over there! Oh no! Oh boy. Okay. I may have found a character that's really good against Happy Chaos. Holy shit.
Gotta know when to fold.
Oh, it's so cool. Even when he's kicking my ass. He's so cool! Stay on there! Oh, that's what that does. It's like, it shows you back. Okay. That's the other new burst mechanic they added. One for going on the offense and one for going on the defense. Oh boy. Oh, it's so cool! Ow! God, that's so quick. Oh, I really need to learn Johnny. This just makes me want to learn Johnny more. Holy shit. Oh, this is awesome. Bro, I am still having fun playing a fighting game. This is bizarre. I hate fighting games. Or I thought I did. Oh, I guess I hate fighting games. I love Guilty Gear Strive. I don't want to read my card. God, I am way more out of practice than I thought. Okay, I'd say Happy Chaos got nerfed, but I don't know that for sure, and I also suck, so that might be it. Oh, that was cool.
You really should have started watching me before the fight.
Oh, he's so cool.
That's today.
Actually, here's what I want to do. I want to take it down a notch. Hard. And I'm gonna play some Axel.
Axel Lowe.
The British person.
The British. Yeah, he's actually from the 1800s.
Ooh.
He was in a 19th century knife gang in London, and then during like a fight with a rival gang or something, he was transported. He like gained time powers, and like started hopping all over reality without any control over it. And finally, in Strive, he started to finally gain control over his power. And we're not supposed to know it for a while yet, but technically, his timeline was destroyed. And the reason he's all fucky is because he's from a different timeline. And he's just finally starting to master his powers. Because the same thing happened to Ino, who is like the main antagonist of a lot of the series, or at least is one of the main antagonists of this game, alongside Happy Chaos.
Lady Witch.
Yeah, she's actually the last surviving witch. And both she and Axel get like visions of some person that they're trying to find. And it's around the point of Strive where they realize that it's each other that they've been looking for. So it's a very sweet ending. Even though technically Ino is destroyed at the end of Strive, she like goes back in time and talks to a version of herself that's like, hey, it's Axel, dingus, go talk to him.
That they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves,
so they get their ending.
Beasts.
Also, this is what Axel's intro looks like from the other side.
Sorry to intrude. There.
That's why he just appears. It's because time was stopped.
If you want to be a hero, be the last man standing.
Let's get this started.
Axel.
The smooth, dulcet tones of Liam O'Brien and then British accent.
Here you go.
That being said, I love Out of the Box. Absolutely one of my favorite character themes, which is Axel's theme. Oh god, not what I meant to do! Get hit by that. That's what I meant to do. Oh no! I don't want to go in the car!
Sorry.
Oh, he takes a knee before he goes down. I didn't even notice that. He takes his hat off and kneels, and then goes down. That's... what a gentleman. Oh, what a self-proclaimed gentleman.
I'm going down with style.
Yep. Stay back! I don't want it! I'm fine. It's just a scratch. Let me do it. I forgot the button. Pause! X, okay. And then do it again! Stop time!
The Bardo!
He literally, okay, so if you said that as a joke, that the pose that he did when he stopped time, I'm almost certain is actually a reference to Dio's pose when he stops time in the JoJo fighting game Heritage for the Future. I'm almost certain it's a direct inspiration. So that's literally what he does. Is the world. And also, Sato's Japanese voice actor is Dio's voice actor. So there's a lot of Dio going on in this game.
Ironic, isn't it?
No matter where I go, I will never escape JoJo. Which, you
No matter where I go,
there's worse things to
I
never be able to escape, I guess.
Always see his face.
It always comes back to JoJo.
Jojo is based.
JoJo's everywhere.
I wonder if Axel has that.
You are pretty cool, Axel. Not as cool as Johnny, but you are pretty cool.
You would be as cool as Johnny if you weren't British.
If you weren't British. Zoro. I just looked in chat. Zoro
Yeah,
and
they're
Biken,
cool.
that's something. They wear the same amount of shirt. Although
Oh my
Zoro
God,
does
yeah,
have
you're
more
right.
swords. But Biken has a better sense of direction. That's...
Does he have the color scheme as Dio?
I'm pretty sure he's got at least a yellow color scheme, but I don't think there's like a direct, this is a reference to Dio color. No, there's this is the yellow one, but actually here's what we'll do. What I want to hear. What does Johnny's Japanese VA sound like?
Mm.
Play on hard. Gonna have chaos. Oh, color. And Johnny. He sound like.
Also, now I just remember I heard Happy Chaos Japanese voice actor once, and damn, no offense to English voice actor, but Japanese ones sound really, really cool.
It's been a while since I've heard Happy
Mankind
Chaos's
knew
Japanese
they cannot
voice.
change society.
I'm
you're about
intrigued
to,
to
yeah.
see it, to hear it
They
again.
blame the beasts, heaven, or hell.
Here it comes.
お約束だな。強敵現るヒーローやいいか。
You know that one too. It's really cool though.
知ってるよ。逆転勝利の伏線だ。回収しないけどね。
Where have I heard that voice before? I mean, it's good, but I have 100% heard that voice before.
I'm going to.
I've heard both of these voices before. What the hell are they?
Hold on, I'm gonna look up.
Quick, I need more voice actor research.
Happy Chaos, Japanese voice actor. Voice actor. Okay, so Makoto Takahashi voiced Happy Chaos in Japanese.
Okay, Makoto Takahashi. What else has he done? Can you check?
Makoto.
'Cause I-
Так, Makoto Takahashi.
really good, but I feel like I've heard that name before.
Okay, good.
That might be too late. Oh, yeah, it was. Crap. Oh no. Wait, hold on. We can talk about this. Oh no. Hurry with that. Woo! Don't stress yourself too much about it, Witchy. I might look it up again later, but that is.
No.
I
I'm
love
just.
the Japanese voices.
I'm looking at Makoto Takahashi voice acting list, and most of them are anime, which I never saw. like I heard of them. Like one of them is a Guild Hero, Goblin Slayer, Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, I don't. I have a buddy who's into Seven Deadly Sins, but I personally have never partaken. Just give me the reload. I knew that says. There we go.
Okay, Johnny. Wait, no, Johnny, be good.
Oh. Johnny the funny cowboy pirate. Dad.
Johnny's the funniest dead boy character.
Oh, he's so cool! Oh no. Woo!
Slap.
Oh, I love that animation.
Okay,
Let's hear that again.
so a man who voiced Johnny is
主役にはなれ
Norio Wakamoto.
Chaos wins.
Norio Wakamoto.
I don't recognize that one. Also, that outro line from Happy Chaos. You're a star, but you're not the star.
Ooh.
Let's do some missions. Because I think there were a few added for Johnny. Application of Roman cancel. Fuck that mission. These later missions I just never managed, but I need to practice them anyhow. Because I want to get them done or they're gonna bug me forever. But let's do this one. Let's do this countering Johnny tutorial mission.
Okay, so apparently Norio Wakamoto voiced some character from Sailor Moon. And some character from Dragon Ball Z.
Who in Dragon Ball Z?
Someone named Cell.
Cell? Wait, which
Cell.
Cell?
I don't know, it doesn't...
Is there a
It
picture?
just okay, I will put it in my, I will put it in chat. Wait a second. Apparently he voiced this Cell.
Oh, he's just that's just Cell. That's
Yeah,
where I
that's
fucking
it.
recognize his voice. That is Cell.
Okay, so,
Yeah, that's one of the more... That's one of the more famous antagonists.
and also he was Gambino from Berserk.
Ah. I do not know that one.
Vicious from Cowboy Bebop, and Whole Horse from JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
Of course he's fucking Whole Horse. He and Whole Horse are just the same fucking character. Let's do survival with Johnny. Let's see how far we can get.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
Okay, you know.
His Cell. Hold on, I need to hear that again. Oh hey Leo. This is Leo that like this is the character that like half the female cast in this game are crushing on to varying degrees.
Mankind knew that
I think-
they cannot change society.
I know at least Ramlethal and Giovanna.
The beasts.
And Giovanna has a few very interesting lines about her feelings for Leo. Most of them involve kidnapping. Which, like, fair.
俺は強くない。スーパー強いからな。
Oh, I just finally got a message back from Blake. I feel bad. I hope I haven't been bullying them. Oh, they were on a date night. Cringe. Cringe.
Oh, I see now.
Cringe date
So,
night. No time for Johnny.
no time for guilty gear. Okay, I see now.
But also, we get to listen to Hellfire. This is another song I really like. It's like a 5-minute panic attack with a sick guitar line. And it's over. Yeah, so survival, you just fight as many characters as you can in a row. Yeah, that's perfect Cell. Is just, I can't unhear it now. Just fighting as many characters as you can in a row on one health bar. I think every 10 rounds you get a chance to back out and like save your progress. And I think you heal, but you don't heal in between most matches. Or, oh wait, never mind. You heal a little. You don't get all your health back. So if you take too much damage, it'll carry over.
Damn, boy! Can you believe that the voice actor also voiced M. Bison from Street Fighter?
Johnny's?
Da. Yeah.
M. Bison, huh?
Yeah, it was M. Bison. Wait a second. Is it,
That's some range right there.
okay.
Get in the card!
Yeah, we'll do this.
You should have gotten in the card.
But I bet.
Yeah, I can't unhear that.
Yeah, but all you can see now in front of you is just Cell from Dragon Ball.
Oh, hey, I know that guy. Wait, is there unique dialogue for a mirror match?
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven or hell.
Oh, nice work.
I see. Huh. You know, the "you must be a fake" isn't my favorite brand of mirror match dialogue, but that's a pretty good way to do it. Is one starting and the other finishing the line. My favorite is still Kakulin's from All-Star Battle, where one of them says, "My name is Noriaki Kakulin," and the other one goes, "Well, no need to say it twice." Get in the card, you handsome devil! Let's see, victory dialogue? Oh, hey.
Damn.
That really is Cell. Honestly, I think I prefer Johnny's English voice.
Mankind
You just can't unsee Cell, right?
So instead of
Yeah, I just can't unsee Cell.
they blamed the beasts, heaven or hell. Johnny versus Milia. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay. Stay back! Down.
Yeet.
Not quite as good as Johnny. Shut up. Shut up, Milia. I was paying so much attention. Anyway, new record at least. Only 3 stages though.
Don't you know, lady? He's a pro gamer.
Oh, we didn't get any money for that. Actually, do we have Johnny outfit pieces we can put on? beard? Huh. Johnny with a beard. Oh, I gotta.
Johnny with the beard?
Yeah, apparently that's a thing.
Wait, I saw horse.
What are you talking about? The horse.
Yeah, yes.
I'm not putting on the horse.
Please.
I wear this into public lobbies. This is how strangers on the internet see me. Crying.
No, I'm not crying. I'm just laughing.
It's pretty funny.
A guitar.
Yeah.
A sword.
Your equipment is just the thing you can smack people with when you're in a public lobby.
Sweet.
Speaking of, let's actually...
Network.
Let's go into the tower. And just see some other... Let's see how much Johnny's being played right now. I imagine online it's gonna be a lot of Johnny going on. I suck. On the second floor.
Welcome.
Huh. Let's see. Chip, Ino, Megoriyuki, Kai. Sin, Bedman. Huh. Not a lot of Johnny. Oh well. Well, that's enough of that. That's enough online mode for me. What else is there to do? I don't know if there's much else for me to do, really. We could watch some of story mode, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get through all of it. We could read up on some lore.
Oh.
Let's see, let's read up on Johnny's lore if they've got any. Let's see. They do. He's 6 foot, 159 pounds, blood type O. He is from America, born on October 24th. His hobby is finding beautiful women. Secret guitar collection is his favorite thing. Dislikes people, can't take a joke. Leader of the Jellyfish Pirates, widely known in the world he lives in, and his reputation as a womanizer precedes him. He rescues children orphaned from war, women only, and brings them aboard his ship. A world-class outlaw, but lives by the mantra, help the weak and sprain the strong. After the situation, he never loses his cool and is always there to break the tension. Loves the members of the Jellyfish Pirate like his own family. Gear murdered Johnny's father before his eyes. He was completely alone. He was longed to be as beloved as his father had been and decided that piracy is how he'd reach that goal. Pirates, notably, famously, being known for how much people like them. He's traveled and collected other orphan children, such as April and May. By and large, his crew members see him as a father figure, although some hope for something more intimate, cough cough May. Jellyfish Pirates have few scruples about breaking the law. By being outlaws, however, they have a vast network of friends, including First President Kai Kisk, or First King Kai Kisk, and Zep President Gabriel, who is a friend of Potemkin. Little known unspoken rule, no men allowed except Johnny. Oh boy. During his investigation. Oh hey. We're gonna have to procure more victims. Oh yeah, Japan's fucked. Japan in the Guilty Gear universe is, like, fucked. If you didn't die when Japan was destroyed, then basically you got some hugely fatal disease that killed you and everyone around you. And you pretty much had to find Faust. Or just get really lucky. To my memory. Where's May? Organizations... Maker? What? Oh, I see. That's a lot less funny. Band of Chivalrous Thieves led by Johnny. All the pirates are people who lost their homes during the Crusades, with the notable exception of Johnny, they're all women. Oh, they're all named after months. A cat. February, laundry. March. Wow, that is... Oh, Dizzy. Cool. Oh, and leap year. That's just cute. That's a very Dragon Ball naming convention. And also Zep. Yeah. Let's see, where is...
America.
The White House is its own location. Weapons and items. Debt to humanity is an item. The anchor. Oh, it's just a normal ass anchor. Huh. It's not even a special anchor. It's just a normal ass anchor that May whips around like a fucking bat.
Damn.
Gear cells, junkyard. The flagship of the Jellyfish Pirates can fly at 6,600 kilometer range at 1,200 kilometers an hour. Jesus.
Damn.
That's real fast. Powers and skills. I already know all this. Womanhood is a power. Very interesting. I keep forgetting that that's just a thing. I think that's Ino's deal. I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, the White House siege incident. That one didn't age great.
Hippie Chaos storms the White House in 2000.
In 2187. Oh yeah, Guilty Gear takes place in the future.
During the conclusion, I now obtains the Tome of Origin, becoming
So.
Oh.
Yeah, the Tome of Origin is a book written by a man Happy Chaos used to be that describes the backyard. Let's talk about the backyard. Wait, is it here? Actually, fuck it, here's what we're gonna do. No, we're not going back to the main menu. Here we go. So, these are the first two things. The original and the universal will. The original was a man born in the late 20th century. His IQ is determined to be immeasurable. He real smart. And he is the man who discovered the backyard. So, do you know tabletop gaming? You know all that, Witchy?
Yeah.
Games have rules, you know? So
Yeah.
think about it like this. All of the world's rules, in particular the world of Guilty Gear, there are rules to that world. But you can't... And the backyard is the world's equivalent of a rule book. It's where all the, laws of the universe are stored. It's also where all of our knowledge is. All of, it's like the background coding of the universe. It's also... tapping into the backyard is how you access magic. And the original was the first guy to discover that. And his work laid the foundation for what would become the study of magic. He also learned that we need to abandon electronics, or there would be dire consequences. And after he did that, everyone sort of turned on him and was like, this guy's nuts, he's a lunatic, we just need to stop listening to him. Except for a group called the Sanctus Populi. They started to replace electronic devices from their lives, and so in the world of Guilty Gear, Y2K is a thing that happened. Except instead of hacking on a global scale, it was every single electronic device in the world stopped working as a god of technology was born, and it was an event that would become known as the Dawn of Revival. And as you would expect, with all technology gone, humanity immediately descended into chaos. And the original and his Sanctus Populi became the saviors because they started to transition humanity into a magic-based society, including developing magi-tech stuff that allowed people who weren't trained in magic to use magical devices. So, like, you remember that image of Gold Lewis where he's got his fingers up to his ear and there's like the little sigil-looking thing? That's a piece of that technology. Gold Lewis himself can't use communication magic like that. That's him using a device to perform communication magic for him. It's Magitech. And their influence started to grow and grow because obviously either you die in an apocalyptic scenario or you learn magic. And 5 of them, so of 5 members closest to the original, 4 of them accomplished feats nothing short of monumental, and they became known as the Conclave. There's one other member who we will get to, who is really fucking important. He is literally that guy. And we'll talk about him in a minute. After the Conclave was formed, the original just fucking disappeared, and no one knows what happened to him. Some people say he got too close to the backyard and stopped existing. But he left behind a book that he called the Tome of Origin, which contains everything he knew about magic and the backyard and everything. So it was a book of all the knowledge possessed by one of the smartest men to ever live. So the Tome of Origin is really fucking important.
Damn.
However, what really happened was the original created a thing called the Universal Will. Which we'll talk about in a second. Let's go, lore. Hello, Clown. Witchy Clown is in chat. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we're doing lore. This is a lore stream now.
Jay's explaining me a lore of the game.
So, the Universal Will was this... So, we'll talk about it in a minute. He disappeared to stop the Universal Will, which is something he created. And in the process, he retrieved 2 artifacts that he called the Flame of Corruption and the Scales of Juno, which will also come up later, and are also really important. He entrusted them to a man called That Man. That's his name. That's what we called him for a majority of the series. However, for simplicity's sake, and because this was revealed in Strive, and in the first chapter of Strive, that man's real name is Aska. Aska R. Krauts. Aska. So I will be referring to him as Aska, because that's way easier to remember and way less confusing. And also because that man might also mean someone else, and we will get to that eventually. And the 2 artifacts eventually would create Soul and Jacko, who again, we'll get to. Anyway, the Universal Will. Basically, the Universal Will is this big magical device, this almost AI that was meant to further humanity, but eventually, through like some HAL 9000 fuckery, looked at humanity and was like, this is the problem, and eventually defined what humans are as something different from humanity, and determined that the real humanity was a threat to whatever humanity they made up, and decided all humans need to die. As you do. It also created the Valentines. We'll talk about the Valentines, and technically Jacko is a Valentine, but a Valentine is just another class of being. So like, it's another race. There's 3 big, like, species in Guilty Gear: humans, gears, and Valentines. And the Universal Will created the Valentines. Humans have been around forever. And let's talk about the birth of the gears. So, there's 3 guys here we need to talk about when it comes to the creation of the gears: Aska, Frederick, and Arya. Aska, we talked about him a bit already. He was Arya and Soul's best friend, and was a guy who was real smart. He was the 5th of the 4... He was the 5th of the people that were really close to the original. So Asuka's real smart. He's also the guy that got the Flame of Corruption and the Scales of Juno. So let's go in order of how relevant they are to the plot, in ascending order. Starting with Arya, who is very smart. That's about all we know. Arya was really smart, and she was she was dating Frederick, and was one of the key members of the Gear Project. They had their lovey-dovey science shit for a while, and then she realized that she had a disease called TP. I don't know what it stands for. We're going to call it TP, or just like fantasy death, tragic death disease. And there was no known cure for it. Asuka was like, hey, we don't have a cure for this, so I'm gonna put you in this cryopod, and we're gonna turn you into a popsicle until we have a cure. And then, so you don't die, I'm gonna make you a vessel for one of my projects, which I call Justice. So Justice is the first completely original gear. That's like a separate, it's its own creature made entirely of gear cells. And it was fused with Arya to save her. But it didn't really work. Justice is something called a command gear, which means that once other gears were made, Justice could order them around. And Justice had a will of her own. So first she fuses with Arya to save her life. And then Justice was corrupted by the Universal Will. Since the gears are created beings, the Universal Will could influence them and turn them against humanity, which is exactly what she did with Justice. And eventually, Justice had to be defeated. By the man that at this point in the timeline we know as Frederick, sometimes shortened to Freddy. So, basically, Asuka was like, hey, I got these two cool artifacts. I'm gonna put one in your dying wife, and I'm gonna put you in the other. I'm gonna put the other one in you. And before Frederick could protest, he got like halfway through his sentence before Asuka shoved the Flame of Corruption into him, turning him into like a partial, possibly full gear. A gear that would eventually take the name Soul. He became a gear prototype and escaped from his lab, and he has not aged since 2016, so he's like 100 years old. He became a bounty hunter, and pretty much just took the name Soul forever, and the remaining governments looked at him and was like, this is a bad person, we're gonna call him Bad Guy, and Soul was like, I like that, and decided to take the full name of Soul Bad Guy. And Asuka was just like, fuck it, I'm going with that man. And maybe he just heard someone say, he's like, who's that man? And he was like, that's it. That's the name. That's what I want. Let's talk about the Crusades. Okay. The original's here. It doesn't matter much right now. It's just he made gears. So the Crusades were the first, like, war with Justice and with the gears. And primarily composed of a faction called the Holy Order. There were two of them, referred to as the first and second, in reference to the fact that there were two of them, and we are in the era of the first one, which was during the first war with Justice. It is not affiliated with any known country, and it was created out of their most skilled warriors in a desperate hope to turn the tide of the war with the gears. The primary center of this conflict was Eurasia, and it lasted for 100 years from 2074 to 2175, A guy named Cliff Underson was one of the most decorated knights with his sword Dragon Slayer, and was also led, after Cliff either died or retired, I think retired, or was just like removed from combat, it was taken over by a French man named Kai Kiske, a child prodigy, and carries the Thunder Seal sword, which is a really cool sword. That's pretty much all you need to know about it, is that it's really cool. And eventually, with the aid of the now bounty hunter Soul Bad Guy, they sealed Justice in a little cube, and then they put that cube in a box, and then they put that box in another box, and they put that second box in a pit, and then they filled it in, and then they put a big lock on top of the pit. I will give you 3 guesses how long that lasted. Not very long. And once it was over, the order sort of petered out because there wasn't any war to fight. And Soul was a knight for a while, but he sucks at working as a team, and he's kind of a jackass to everyone, so they didn't let him hang around. And when he left, he stole one of the Order's sacred treasures, which would become one of his swords. Also, Frederick is still here, and they are the same person. That's their relationship. They're the same guy. That headband is also a power limiter. That's what Soul uses to suppress his gear cells. That's why he looks so human. There's also Slayer up here. He's a vampire, like Nagoriyuki, but he was one of the first ones. And, he's a vampire. That's pretty much all you need to know. Baikon's also over here. And Baikon despises gears because Justice's creation destroyed Japan. Overwhelming combat prowess that defeated Soul numerous times over the course of the Crusades, and though humanity was victorious at the end, they had to seal her away and couldn't actually destroy her. And basically one of the first things she did when she was born was destroy Japan. Which is why Baikon hates gears. And why no one likes gears. Okay, time to talk about the second Holy Order selection tournament. So, basically, they put Justice in a big pit. They sealed her away, but pretty much everyone realizes by now that, like, she's gonna get out. So the Holy Order decides, alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold a tournament, and whoever wins will be our warrior who will fight Justice and kill her. Once and for all. And also, if you win, you get a wish. I'm not entirely clear what the rules on the wish were. Maybe it's just a favor from the government. Maybe it's like actual Dragon Ball-ass wish. But a lot of the characters we know now came from here. In particular, Soul and Kai, who, despite both being on the Holy Order and fighting alongside in Crusades, fucking hate each other. They hate each other. Kai constantly has a score to settle with Soul over the course of this game, and Soul just doesn't want to talk to him. Just wants nothing to do with him. Of the participants, there's also Dr. Baldhead, a psychotic doctor who carries a massive scalpel, sound familiar? Once known as one of the leading doctors in the world, who loved curing the sick. However, one of his operations went horribly wrong, and she died on the operating table, and he went completely nuts and started murdering people. And during the second Sacred Order of Holy Knights tournament, he disappeared and his current ones were unknown. I will tell you this, he eventually takes the name Faust. And he gets weird-ass cartoon powers. Chip is an American man who claims to be from Japan. It gets worse. He's a massive weeb, and he takes over South Africa and becomes president. It's strange. He's a ninja. It's weird.
The guy from America that proclaims that he's from Japan and he's a ninja.
Yeah. This is Zato.
Sweet.
He's not dead yet. Oh, wait, yes he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he died. Since he is a corpse, before he died, he did this thing called the Forbidden Ritual, which, since he sucked ass as an assassin, he was like, sure, I'll sell my soul to be better at killing people. And that got the attention of Eddie, who is the crazy-ass soul shadow creature that basically is puppeting Zato's body around during the tournament. Milia is also here, another member of the Assassin's Guild, who basically sold out Zato and got him killed. And it's a whole thing. Also, May and Johnny are here now. It doesn't really matter. At least not yet. Yeah. May's immensely in love with Johnny, who's provided her a home. However, Johnny considers May to be an invaluable family member. Also, this whole thing was a ruse by Testament. Look at that hobby list.
Jeez.
So, Testament is another gear. They were captured by government agents and turned into a gear. However, they managed to maintain their memories and personality, but were not able to resist Justice's order to destroy humanity. And put together, sort of like duped the government into... Also, this tournament was to the death. Like, this was a blood tournament. People died, including Cliff.
Nice.
Not nice. Also, Axel's here now. It has a...
It's the boy.
Yeah, he's caught in a time slip thrown 150 years from the future. It's not of this universe. It's from a possible timeline that's been discarded. Yeah, he's also here. So Justice actually duped the world government to putting together this tournament that's like, gather energy and warriors and like soul energy so that I can free myself. But it kind of backfired, since the whole point of the tournament was to find a warrior strong enough that could beat Justice, which ended up being Soul, who, ended up beating Justice. Which pretty much means he killed his wife, and it's not the last time he'll do that. Soul kind of has a thing about killing his wife. It happens a lot. It's weird. He's also one of, technically, the fathers of all gears. So he and Justice, as the first gears, technically, all other gears to some degree are descended from either one of them. And that'll come up later. There we go. Yep. Universal will. Okay, so. A little bit further now. We now know at least 3 Japanese people, all of whom we now know that the people of Japan are incredibly strong, which is why Justice destroyed it, because they were a huge deal. And we know that Baiken, Anji, and Mei all fall into this because people from Japan are really, really strong. Which is what caught Justice's attention. Was like, hey, I should probably destroy these people. Unless that was by complete accident. Anyway, what's important here is Dizzy, who is a half gear, though her actual origin is unknown. Now, technically, at this point in the timeline, December 25th, she is, I believe, like 3? Raises an elderly human couple, and she pretty much was adopted by Johnny, like a lot of other people who lost their homes during the Crusades. Which is also how she got her name, since she's named after December.
Wait, her birthday is December 25th?
Yes, December 25th.
She's Jesus. She's basically like a Jesus.
She's Jesus, yes, she's Jesus. She is also one of the last surviving gears. After the Crusades, humanity was sort of like, hey, maybe we should just, kill all the gears, just to be safe. Which is a little, something I won't touch on, but what's important is that there's a massive bounty out on Dizzy's head, since she's one of the last surviving gears. And while she's hanging out with the jellyfish pirates, she meets Kai. They get real close, which is a little weird, since I think at this point in the timeline, Dizzy's like 3, but gears age weird, so, you know, I guess, you know, Japan, I guess. Eventually they bore a child named Sin, so Kai is married to like a 5-year-old, but he's also French, so, you know, these things happen. Age 16, he was here. The whole point of this game is people hunting down Dizzy, or people trying to protect Dizzy. There's also this girl named Jam, who is a bounty hunter and chef, whose restaurant burned down, and is trying to use the money from the bounty on Dizzy to get a new restaurant. Her one weakness is pretty boys, which is why, over the course of this game, when she's not chasing Dizzy, she's chasing Kai. Repeatedly sets her sights on recruiting him to work at her restaurant as a waiter. Hey man, I hear you're a king. Want to work a minimum wage at my restaurant? You're hot enough. And also, technically, Soul beats Dizzy and turns her over to the Jellyfish Pirates so that she can be safe, but Jam claims the bounty and takes credit for everything, and then she sort of stops showing up for a while. And Soul and Kai still hate each other. That's still happening. Axel still doesn't know what the hell's going on, ever. And Faust exists now. He does not have a medical license. He's completely insane, and that literally carries over to his physiology. Since at this point he has his crazy-ass cartoon powers. Also, Chip's master, his, like, teacher, the guy who taught him how to be a ninja, is killed by the Assassin's Guild, so he hates assassins. In particular, Zato, who I believe is now most definitely a puppeted corpse by now. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he is a puppeted corpse by now, but he's, like, kind of alive? Not really in control. He's alive, but he's not in control of his own body. Eddie is at the one at the driver's seat. And Millia's around here. And it's deeply complicated. Okay. So it just keeps getting worse. Ino's here now. She actually doesn't do much for a while. She is another weird, time person. Like Axel is. And she is one of that man's associates. Who at this point in the story, we just know that man as one of the antagonists. Let's see. Let's go over... Let's see, the Jellyfish Pirates and the Japanese people are still sort of in the same boat. Baiken is still looking for that man, who is technically the one responsible for the destruction of Japan and her family. Chip is still pretty pissed at the Assassin's Guild. Also, there's been a whole, like, revolution going on over here that I've sort of been skipping out on. So, all the way back in the selection tournament, Potemkin here is from the independent airborne state of Zep, which was originally India. So when the world decided to go technology-free, India looked at the whole thing and was like, no, I'm not doing that, and just took off in these, like, country-sized airships that became its own government in the sky. And that's actually where the Jellyfish Pirates got their fleet, is when Johnny stole one of those carriers from the independent state of Zep. And the independent state of Zep is independent, it is a military state, and it is a slave state. And Potemkin was one of those slaves. And his wish, like the reason he joined the selection tournament, was for his freedom. That didn't work out, so he and his buddy Gabriel eventually just decided, fuck it, let's burn down the entire government. And so they did. Potemkin as the muscle, Gabriel as the brains. And it worked out. Also, Brisket is here now. Say hi, Brisket. That's about it.
Hi.
So, Brisket is aiming for Dizzy's bounty, even though it's not applicable anymore because Dizzy's already been caught. So at about the end of Brisket's story, she rolls up to Dizzy and is like, "I'm here for your bounty," and Dizzy has to explain to her that there's no bounty. It's already been claimed. She's already been caught. Like, it's not an option anymore. Jam is over here still thirsting over Kai. Thankfully, she does find the replacement in Robo-Kai. Robo-Kai, who exists. Hi. He's just kind of the worst. So, okay, I should talk about this. Europe and Russia and like a lot of Eurasia decided to form their like own cohesive government called Aurelia, I think. Aurelia? I don't remember. But basically, they have such a hard-on for Kai as like being a good man and a strong soldier that there's like that they think we need more of this guy. So they try to make more Kais, and eventually that results in Robo-Kai, who is a womanizing, self-centered jackass, and not even the hot kind like Johnny. So it's all a failure. And by the end of it, Jam is like, you know what? You get to work in my restaurant. And also during all this, Ino kills Eddie, which is like a whole thing. So Zato is just sort of hanging around without like a shadow thing. Faust is also here. There's this guy, Zappa, who was haunted by ghosts, and then he went to go see Faust, and Faust was like, "You have ghosts in your blood, you should do cocaine about it," and then it worked. Sol and Kai still hate each other. Now this bit. This is the creation of the Valentines. So wish you could stay longer streaming. I'm kind of tired. I'll finish listening to the on the VOD. Wish you and the Twitcher is a good stream. Okay. Witchy's gone. So chat, it's just me ranting to you now. So, I should note, I have no fucking idea how the Guilty Gear lore works. This is off of fringe knowledge and very poor readings of shit. The Universal Will's back, trying to destroy humanity again, and this time they're doing it through the Valentines, which are humanoid creatures that aren't gears, but like they're also kind of gears. They're not gears. They are created beings made by the Universal Will specifically to destroy humanity. And it kind of worked. Worked a little bit. The first generation Valentine bore a strong resemblance to Sol's dead wife, Aria. Which is its own whole thing. And also the first Valentine was named Valentine. And also Kai's kid is here now. His name's Sin. He's like 3 years younger than his mother, because gears are just like that. So, Kai has a son who is like quarter gear, and immediately, like 6 months in having a son, Kai's like, I don't want this kid, and immediately ditches Sin with Sol. Just like out in the wasteland. He's like, hey Sol, I know we still kind of hate each other, and like we're constantly trying to beat each other up. Here, have my son. Be a father to my son. And then he just leaves. He just leaves Sin with Sol, who is this junkyard bounty hunter who lives in squalor and wastelands, and just leaves him there. Obviously this does not have a great effect on Sin's upbringing, as he is woefully ignorant of most things for a long time. Let's see. Yeah, though the relationship is one of grandfather and grandson by blood, they're unaware of it at this point. So technically, since Sol is married to Justice, well, who is married to Aria, who became Justice, and Justice is like the mother of the Gears, and specifically created Gears like Dizzy, who is Sin's mother, Sol is technically Sin's grandfather, and Sol and Kai are, like, in-laws, I think, and they are horrified when they discover that, and it's really funny. Let's see. Yeah. So they're still technically rivals, but Kai just sort of ditches his son with Sol. And they don't get along great, as Sin believes that Kai's abandoned both him and his mother, which, to be fair, he kind of did. Because at this point, Kai needs to become the first king of Aurelia, and he's like, no, I don't want to be king. And the government sort of pressures him into it. He's like, hey, you're this big, important general. Be our king. This is what's happening now. Okay. I forgot about this. So. Alright. Easy stuff first. Eastern Chip Kingdom. This is just a southern part of Africa that Chip, remember Chip? This guy? The Chip just sort of looked like it and was like, this bit, I'm president now. And no one stopped him. He's just president of, like, his own kingdom in South Africa, and no one ever stopped him. So now that's happening. And now he teaches them Japanese, even though he isn't Japanese, and also doesn't speak great Japanese. Baik and May and Johnny are still here. Anji is gone. I don't know what happened to him. Alright, Illyria. Capitals in Europe, but the massive state includes much of Asia as well. The first king is Kai Kisk, the second is a man named Leo Whitefang, who was also a general during the Crusades, and most of his unit died pretty horribly. That it fucked him up big time. There's not a lot of national history, it was only recognized in 2183. Let's talk about Leo, actually. Editing his own personal dictionary is his hobby. He's from Germany, 6'5", very tall. Hates losing, has far more pride than the average man. He is one of the 3 allied kings of Illyria, and means that he is in control of 60% of Eurasia. And, basically, he was this genius tactician during the Crusades. However, he lost a lot of his unit, and it fucked him up big time, which is part of why his song in Strive is the way that it is because he's just really fucking depressed at how he managed to lose so much of his group so quickly. This is Faust. He's here now. He's a little bit goofier now. The Conclave is back, by the way. They're hanging out. They are still the original's 4 favorite guys. Well, they were. All but one of them died. Universal Will's back. And Universal Will shows up, creates the Valentines, and is like, hey, kill everyone. So that's pretty much what happens. Also, Justice is back. And attempted to merge one of the Conclave members' souls with Justice's body. However, it didn't work out. And the piece of Arya's soul that's still in Justice was put into one of the Valentines named Jacko. So Jacko was one of the 3 servants of that man, known as the Scales of Juno, which, as you may remember, was one of the 2 artifacts the original brought back from the backyard, in addition to the Flame of Corruption that eventually made Soul. And at the end of Universal Will's Declaration of War, She prevented the full awakening of justice, fully restoring Arya's soul in her, but Arya isn't really there yet. So Jacko is a copy of Arya and Arya's memories. However, Jacko is also a copy of Justice's memories. So she remembers being happy with Soul as like a college student and, you know, having the fun scientist marriage stuff, and also remembers being Justice and constantly trying to kill humanity and Soul and being killed by Soul. So it's a whole thing. It's Elphelt Valentine, who I know the least about. Another one of the Valentines who tried to work with Soul, but right up at the end, she was like she was the catalyst that would have awakened Justice again, and pretty much meant game over for everything if Jacko hadn't gotten involved. Ramlethal is also here. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Valentines. So Valentines are these emotionless tools. This is how they're supposed to view themselves. They're born in the backyard, and they don't have any basic human emotions. However, over the course of this game, Ramlethal starts to develop emotions and start to experience them. And the two big things that are demonstrated with this, one is kind of a joke, and that Sin gets her a burger that she really enjoys and is like, oh shit, I really like this burger. And the other more important one is that she bonds with a small dog she finds. Which is why in Strive, a lot of her animations, a lot of her like intro and outro animations involve a small dog. And Sin, and also just Sin attempting to befriend her, is where she started to realize that she has emotions and is learning how they work. Speaking of not having emotions, Zato's back. He's alive. It's a whole thing. However, now that he's back, his whole emotionness isn't really around anymore. It came back due to the actions of the Conclave, the four people really close to the original. And he became sort of indifferent towards everything, and he does not feel any emotions. Well, that's not entirely true. He feels one emotion. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows he feels it when he's around Milia. And it's pretty much immediately like, okay, well, you make me feel this emotion that I want to keep feeling, so I will lay down my entire life to protect you. And that dedication is eventually like, okay, is what gets him to sort of be able to command Eddie and order him around a lot more. Alright, Asuka. Over here, this guy. So, Universal Wills goes to the human race on this opportunity to intervene, causing justice run amok. So, personalities of those men match the words and actions of a single individual. Those unspecified numbers of beings came to be uniformly referred to as that man. So, that man technically refers to multiple people, one of whom is Asuka. The other is sort of a spirit that doesn't have a tangible form right now, but possesses people and, like, manifests in ways to create things, including that man being the one who destroyed Japan. And Asuka was branded as the Gear Maker, and since Gears turned on humanity, no one really likes Asuka. So Asuka is pretty much just a guy who's really smart, but monumentally fucks up at every opportunity, and it constantly costs both him and reality. Ino's also here again. She doesn't like milk. Good to know. And she is technically a manifestation of all of humanity's desires to create a better future. The Backyard, which is semi-sentient to some degree, interpreted this manifestation as an error that threatened all of reality and severed it, creating Ino. However, When she was detached from the backyard, she became an all-powerful entity that could collapse the backyard. And the problem with that is that if you destroy the rulebook, the game that it comes with also falls apart, which is a problem when the, the game is reality, and reality collapsing in on itself tends to not be healthy. So, the original, who still kind of exists in the backyard, and does have some part of himself still existing in the backyard, sees this and splits Ino's power. Part of which becomes Ino, and the other is absorbed into the original, changing him. And we'll get to that. But right now, Ino is only really half of herself. Because if she were ever completed, she would become a god so powerful that her mere existence threatens humanity. Also, Soul is technically Dizzy's father, which means that Kai is married to Soul's daughter. And also Sin's here. He's not even 10. He's like 5 at this point, I think. And he's like 8 in Strive. And the eye patch. So, and also his just pure-heartedness is what caused Ramlethal and Elfelt to start feeling emotion, and is actually what saved humanity. So, as much as he sucks, as much as he is a stupid child, he did save the world. And he kind of does it again later on, but that's its own thing. In particular with Delilah, who we've seen before, who we saw in Johnny's arcade mode. And the eye patch. So, Sin's gear DNA was contained in his right eye. And Kai looked at that and was like, I don't want a gear, son. And honestly, I don't know if that's racist or if that's reasonable, because gears are really fucking dangerous. But also, like, taking out your own son's eye, there was probably a better way to do that. And then Kai gave him one of his eyes and put the eye he took from Sin into the empty socket, which is why Kai has a power called Dragon Install, which was originally gear exclusive. The only person that could do that was Soul. That was him, like, taking off his headband and letting his gear cells loose. He called that technique Dragon Install. By taking one of Sin's eyes, Kai eventually managed to do the same thing, though not as much, since he's not a full gear. And it's also how Sin explains where kids come from. See, Sin's understanding of children is that if you are or have a kid, you did it with an eye. And there's a conversation over the course of Strive's other story between him and Baiken, who is missing an eye, mostly due to the tragedies that destroyed her family and took her arm and her eye. However, Sin believes it's because she has a kid. And the story he tells is that one of Dad's when he was born, one of his mother's eyes fell out. Kai gave her one of his eyes, which fell out, and so he just put it back in. And eventually Dizzy's eye grew back, and the one that fell out turned into Sin, which is not what happened. And it's one of the worst ways to tell your son where babies come from, and I also think I didn't tell the story right, because that's how stupid it gets. And it's really funny, because everyone acts with abject horror, and also Faust is in the room while he's telling this story. So there is a doctor who could explain this, but chooses not to. Probably because he's too busy saving someone's life. I don't actually remember. Also this guy, Bedman. This guy's here. Bedman. No question mark. This guy is... So, this guy, this is your average Rick and Morty viewer. He has got a crazy IQ. He is so smart that he can... Oh god. Hello. Hello, new follower. You've picked a hell of a time to join us. I don't know how to say your name. X3B00D502. I feel like I just said an activation code. Bedman is sus? Yes, he is. He's got a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. So, Bedman. Real name is Romeo. He's this real smart dude. He is nailed to a robot bed. And, you know, he's 99 pounds. He does not do a lot of fighting on his own. The way he fights is by pulling you into his dream. And since he's so smart, the only character with interesting lore is ABA. ABA shows up one time. One time. And it is... Okay, hold on. Double back to ABA. This one. I'm still not entirely clear what ABA is. But she shows up one time. Absolutely best gameplay in the entire series. Does she have gameplay at all? I'm pretty sure this is the only time she's mentioned by anyone. And I'm pretty sure it's just her trying to, like, get a body for her weapon so that she can marry it. Guilty Gear Xs Core Plus R, right. Of course, how could I forget? Such a memorable name. Obviously I need to brush up on the clearly very core parts of the lore, such as this one character that appears one time. Alright. Where the fuck? What was I talking about? I got sidetracked talking about ABA. Oh crap. Totally forgot where I was. Bedman. Bedman gets his ass kicked by Robokai. Have I played any of the Guilty Gear games? No. I'm terrible at Strive, and I would be trash at all the other ones because I am broke as hell and do not play fighting games. I just absorb lore terribly. Bedman gets his ass kicked by Robokai because robots don't dream, so Robokai just takes him out of the bed and punches him over and over. That's not what happens, but it's a really funny image, and that's what I've decided is canon to me. And now Strive. This is us. This is the present day, kind of. Not really. Technically, it's the future. I don't know. Oh god, where do we start with Strive? Faust is still here. Hi, Faust. I'm not super clear why Faust went from, Why are you hiding ABA from... My favorite character? I like Happy Chaos. Happy Chaos and Johnny, since I've been playing Johnny since his DLC dropped, and I think he and Happy Chaos are my favorites. I do like Faust. I'm not entirely clear what happens in between the last game and this one that turns Faust from a... Chaos is a new character never appeared in early games. Well, technically. So that is what I'm going to talk about, actually. So, Happy Chaos. So when Eno was split by the original, and one half became Eno, and the original absorbed the other half, that absorption turned the original into Happy Chaos. So, depending on how you read it, Happy Chaos has been around for a while, just not as Happy Chaos, and it's mentioned that he's influenced events like the destruction of Japan, which is why Baiken wants him dead, which, you know, fair, because he has been also acting under the moniker of that man, like Asuka, and influencing events. And can you tell that I know all of Happy Chaos's lore because he's my favorite character? I am biased. Also, Anji is here. I've been playing the Guilty Gear series since 2016 and never studied the lore. That's entirely fair. The lore is absurd. That is A-okay. I am terrible at the game, but I have got some of the lore. I am one of the only people that actually played some of story mode, and intends to play the rest. Not even watch story mode? That's fair. You're not missing much. And besides, I'm about to cover what the important parts of story mode are anyway. So, we need to talk about Aerials. Former Sanctus Maximus Populi, basically magic president. You know, like how Naruto is ninja president? Aerials is magic president. Or was magic president. She was a human avatar of the Universal Will, and then she got locked up underneath Aurelia Castle, and the reason that the Universal Will and Aerials herself got fucked up and evil was because of Happy Chaos's influence. And at the start of Strive, Ino rocks up to the bottom of Aurelia Castle with the hint that the other half of her godlike power is stored within Aerials. And by drawing it out, she releases Happy Chaos. Drawing, which is what kicks off the story of Strive. And Happy Chaos, like the first thing he does is like, okay, how fucked up can I make things? Because that's his whole deal. Happy Chaos, as the original, is the discoverer of magic and is the most proficient with it of any character we know. He's also completely nuts. So he just does things he thinks are interesting. He leaves flaws in his plans because he thinks that'll make for a good story. Where's Dizzy and all this shit posting? Oh, I've mentioned Dizzy. I have mentioned Kai's, like, 9-year-old wife a few times now. Mostly because I like talking about Sim. Over the course of Strive, Dizzy actually doesn't show up much. Oh, but she is mentioned in Sin's arcade mode. Pretty sure 99% of OG Guilty Gear fans like Dizzy. I mean, I like Dizzy. She's just not in this game, so I'm not as familiar with her. I do know that in Sin's arcade mode, his like whole story is him leaving the house to go grocery shopping and immediately getting distracted until he gets caught by Kai. And is like, your mother told you to go grocery shopping, what the hell are you doing? And Sin's just been fighting people for the last 20 minutes. So that's a mention of Dizzy. Like, Dizzy's mentioned, and there's like references to her. I don't know if she shows up in story mode, but like, she exists. I know she exists and I know who she is. She just doesn't get a lot to do in Strive, which is disappointing, because I like Dizzy's design. First thing Happy Chaos does on the drive to the White House, because Asuka is in the White House. Asuka has finally, after the events of Universal Will's declaration of war, after the events of the previous game, Asuka's like, fuck it, I'm revealing myself. We need to do something about all this. We need to stop fighting as a people, and officially turns himself in to the US government. Disney design is very based Japanese 2D. Yes, absolutely. Most we get it so much to hear this stuff. I don't get it. I'm talking about it and I don't get it. This is a mess. Oh god, I completely lost my train of thought. Asuka. So, Asuka rocks up to the White House and is like, we need to do a big peace conference. And Vernon, the president, you sort of can't really say no, because Asuka's super smart, super strong, so if he says world peace is happening, you can't really argue with that. And Happy Chaos is like, we need to get to the White House, we need to get to Asuka, that's where you're going to get your godlike power back. And before they do, he's like, we need someone who can fight Soul, because Soul Bad Guy is 100% going to be a problem. That's not how he says it, but he knows that Soul is going to be an issue. So, they recruit Nagoriyuki, another new character for Strive. A samurai vampire who has been locked up for like 1,000 years. Basically for so long that an apartment building has been built over him that Ino and Happy Chaos just kind of blow up. They just blow up a whole building. Gotta do what you gotta do. The Nagoriyuki is freed and is immediately coerced into fighting for Ino and Happy Chaos. In particular, being that his sword and the metal it's made of can actually damage Soul, and Happy Chaos can mimic that metal in his revolver. Which is why there's a cutscene where when Happy Chaos shoots Soul, the wound does not heal, because Gears have like Wolverine-ass regeneration powers, or at least Soul does. And then nothing happens for a while. Ino turns herself in and then just chills in prison for most of the story. And while he's doing that, while she's just sort of chilling, Happy Chaos breaks into the White House, enslaves the entire Secret Service, and takes pretty much all of the president's cabinet except for President Vernon hostage. The 76th president of the United States. One of whom is Daryl, the third king of Illyria, who we now know exists. And he is actually, while he's not a very nice guy, he is very clever, and he's actually one of the few people, while he doesn't outsmart Happy Chaos, he does figure out Happy Chaos's rules, and manages to get the rest of the cabinet out during the hostage situation. Also, Giovanna's here. She is a very important Secret Service member, I guess. Officer in the Special Operations that protects the President of the United States. Should I have Elfelt instead of Happy Chaos? Much better long-range gaming. Look, ¿Por qué no los dos? Happy Chaos is a very constant presence throughout the story of this game, so I get why he's here. I'm certainly not complaining about Elfelt, since she is a returning character. And I certainly wouldn't hate seeing Elfelt around, but personally I'm very happy to have Happy Chaos, but that is because I started with Strive, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. The Eastern Chip Kingdom is still here. Chip is all alone, as he deserves to be. Because he's... Let me look at the white hair. There's no way that's natural. He dyes that, 100%, I guarantee. I don't know for sure, but probably. A is still here. Hobbies thinking about Johnny, values Johnny. Fair. Yeah, May is another one from the other story, which centers around Delilah, Baiken, Anji, basically anyone that wasn't necessarily in story mode. Chinese people can't have white hair? Chip is American. Chip is American and insists he's from Japan. And took over a part of South Africa to be his, kingdom. And named it the Eastern Chip Kingdom. American decent, that's... Walked right into that one, didn't I? Your cleverness is without peer, chat. Oh god, okay, what else am I missing? Zato's back. He's alive, and sort of starting to figure out how being alive works again. So, you know, claps for him. Golf clap for him. Everyone's crushing on Leo, which is also fair. Giovanna has a few lines about kidnapping Leo, which... fair. Sol and Kai are still rivals, but now they know that they're father and son-in-law, which is really funny. Jacko is also here. She's starting to build back up who she is, and Arya's there, but Justice is also there, and it's still very confusing, but she is hanging out with Sol. And going with him on bounty hunting, so she kind of likes hanging around him, but it's still weird because Justice's memories are still there, basically constantly shouting at her to kill Sol. It's a whole thing. Axel's also here. He doesn't do much. He sort of hangs out. Yeah. Independent State of Zep still is over its revolution. Gabriel and Potemkin are now putting together their proper government now that the security state is gone, surveillance state is gone. And, okay, so. Happy Chaos takes the entire White House hostage and then turns it into a spaceship through a secret protocol called the Tir-na-nog program that basically turns the White House into a spaceship that he aims at the moon. Pretty much just because he thinks it'd be funny. And also because it's in his theme. He wants people to go through challenges and come out the other side better people. He's like a director or an author, and he mentions that a lot in his dialogue. And eventually, he gets his hands on the Tome of Origin, which is stored within Asuka. So he gets the Tome of Origin out of Asuka, and is like, alright, bitch, I win. And Ino shows up, because she could have just left at any time, grabs the Tome of Origin, and uses it to re-merge with her other half, that being Happy Chaos, which destroys Happy Chaos in the process, and ascends Ino to godhood. And also, right before all this went down, Soul just kinda stops existing. Frederick comes back, but Soul stops existing because Asuka wants to apologize for turning Soul into a gear, and does this by taking away Soul's gear powers right before the final battle with God Ino happens. So, like, Soul gets turned back into a human. Happy Chaos reveals that, like, hey, I'm still in the White House. You got pranked. Steals the Tome of Origin, makes God Ino, so now Frederick is here being useless, and Kai has to use his version of Dragon Install, and since Happy Chaos is gone, Nagoriyuki is free. So it's pretty much Kai and Nagoriyuki, but Soul helps because he made another sword that he could just use, because of course he did. And eventually, this godly Ino is destroyed-ish. It's not entirely clear, but like the universe still exists, and the universe still exists, and Ino's still kind of around. In her arcade mode, she like finds a past version of herself and tells her to seek out Axel, because Ino and Axel are not just weird-ass time magic, they are from destroyed timelines, and also technically have like the same ID. I still don't know what that means, but they're connected to some degree. Axel and Ino have both been seeing a person that they've been trying to find. Axel, a woman named Megumi, Ino, a man named Will. And neither of them have any idea who this person is, but Ino discovers right before she's destroyed and goes back down to talk to herself that the Will that she's looking for is Axel, and the Megumi that Axel's looking for is her. So she goes back in time and talks to herself and tells her to find Axel, and hopefully that'll prevent everything from being destroyed. And also in Happy Chaos's arcade mode, he implies that Ino might come back full-time. Also, one of the last scenes of story mode, after Ino is defeated, is Happy Chaos just sort of standing on a beach that's implied to be inside the backyard, and him just commenting on how he exists. And a lot of his combat dialogue talks about he might be a protagonist in the future, if there's ever another game. But the end of the game is Soul, now Frederick, living with a restored Jacko who has decided that yes, she wants to spend her life with Soul. They live in a junkyard, and they are building a rocket ship out of junk, because remember, Frederick is a genius, to go to the moon, which is where Asuka lives now, and he has a radio show. Yeah. Oh, also, Asuka is playable in this game, which is weird because he'd be on the moon, but it's not Asuka. It's Asuka R. Sharp, who is an artificial human who is just a clone of Asuka that retains his memories, but with an elevated sense of curiosity. So it's not quite Asuka. It's a clone of Asuka that the real Asuka made in case he was ever sent to the moon to host a radio show, which is exactly what he did. Which, I guess, you know, he is a genius, so he kind of saw that coming. So, there it is. And that is my caffeine-powered, heat-stroke-induced rant about the Guilty Gear lore. I hope you took notes. This will be on the final. And I literally can't think of anything else to do. We'll play one more round as Johnny. Well, also, new main menu. I actually... It threw me at first, but I do like the new main menu. I like the look of it. We'll do one more round of arcade with Johnny.
Who dares to enter the mayhem? Johnny.
So now you can think about all of the lore implications of all of this. Even though Johnny doesn't actually have a lot of lore around him, he's just kind of a cool dude. Which, to be fair, he is very cool. Giovanna's actually one of the more disconnected characters, too.
Mankind
Like, even though her whole job is protecting the people that Happy Chaos takes hostage, well, actually, that's not entirely true. She is one of the people that frequently fights Nagoriyuki, and is, like, actually a legitimate threat to him. Well, not legitimate threat, but at least slows him down about as efficiently as someone like Soul can. Oh, right, I'm still in Japanese. I Soul. I sell.
Johnny.
Alright. Let's see how much of Johnny I've already forgotten.
Let's rock.
That one. Wrong one. Here we go. Wrong one. There we go. I like Giovanna's theme. It's not one of my favorites, but it's still very strong. I think it's just because it has to compete with the rest of this game's soundtrack. Like, if Giovanna's theme was in, like, a Mortal Kombat game, it would absolutely be my favorite, but I suppose Mortal Kombat wouldn't have a character theme like this. Get in the car! Woo! What does this button do? Oh boy. I am really liking that new wild charge. I'll do it again! Learn to spell, motherfucker! Woo! Very nice. He's fine. It's a very smooth line, I'll give him that. How does he get his hat to do that, do you think? I feel like it's either got to be made of something really solid or like... Oh, right, Happy Chaos, I forgot! Hey, buddy. Hey, we were just talking about you! Alright. Oh, I'm about to get destroyed. I am not good at fighting Happy Chaos. And I'm also not good at playing Johnny, so... double down issues. Here we go.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
I do like the
So
intro though.
instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
So is Johnny just like picturing this? I feel like he must be, right? Like that's just how he sees himself.
ナイスグラスこだわりを感じるよ
I like how
ナイスグラスなかなかやるじゃねえか
I like their voices in Japanese. I think I'm just used to the English.
Versus Chaos. Duel 1. Let's rock.
It's definitely on me. I want it. I don't want it. Get in the card! Woo! No, no. Hit him! Yeah! I've been hit through Deus Ex Machina enough times to know that shit doesn't have invincibility.
一つにこだわりすぎ
John wins.
Really like Drift. Drift is one of my favorite character themes in this game. So, if nothing else, I appreciate Elfeld's sacrifice for us to get Drift. Even though I know that's not how game development works. Woo! Getting better at Johnny. Not good, but, you know, better. Such a cool finisher, though.
これが勝負師の月ってやつ
Woo!
John wins.
I might need to learn Johnny properly. At least start playing him more. Oh, Anji. I don't think I've fought Anji yet. I mean, I fought a little Anji, but not as Johnny. Not today, certainly. Look at his dorky little glasses.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
I
society.
wonder if there'll be unique
So
dialogue.
instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
It's the same as like Vikings intro, actually. It's sort of like a movie. Like Vikings is a samurai movie and Johnny's is a western. That's kind of neat.
脇のもので片付けるぜカーテンコールは受け付け
I mean, that's not unique dialogue, but it lines up pretty well.
John versus Angie. Duel
Angie.
1. Let's rock.
Ah! Get the card, Anji! Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. He's so flexible. He's one hell of a dancer. I gotta give him that. Oh no. Oh no. Miscalculation. Alright, alright. Oh, we're done with Extreme. We got further though. We got further in Extreme than we did last time. No more. Oh god, I'm not used to fighting Anji! Get in the card! He didn't get in the card. Ah, boy. Alright. Itchy. Ow. Well. Be a good chance to practice against Anji.
でも相手になってやんぜ。
Alright. Well. Hey! An appropriate assessment, though.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
緩んでるぜ。よいしょ。ミスファイト。そこが。よっと。やるね。ちょっと。見えてる。せよ。ここだ。お花を咲かせな。
We talk about this! Anji! Don't throw me. Kick him in the teeth. Are those sneakers or are those boots? Those are boots. Also, those are some really high sandals you're on, Anji. Oh god. No, no! I spent too much time looking at his feet. Don't read into that, chat. Oh no. Forgot about that! Critical miscalculation. Get in the car! Hot sword! Oh boy. On the wrong side! Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Not great. I am not used to Anji. Practice is valuable now. Certainly don't want myself to start feeling confident. This is what happens when I say I'm getting good at a character. God forbid I get involved in arcade. Or in, online. And I'm done. Alright. Sesame Street, motherfucker. Get in the card! There we go. That was rough. Definitely not my best performance.
このジョニーが相手だ。あんたなかなかハードだ。
I think we're down to we're down to hard. Oh, Sin. Hey, buddy. We were talking about you too not too long ago. Not too familiar with Sin either. I think I just need to practice more as Johnny. Because I do want to be good at him. He seems like a very stylish character once you're good.
Let's rock.
Get in the card! Woo! Gotta need the card. Calculated. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I did kind of skip the intro there.
Wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Oh man. I hope kids don't have any new dialogue. I just skip. That would make me upset. That would make me sad. I also really like Sin. Get in the cart! Oh no. Get in the cart! Oh no. He's a funny little guy. Not a single brain cell to his name on this boy. But he's got heart. Get in the car! There we go. That was rough. Man, this is... But we're halfway there. That Anji really slowed us down. Oh, hey, Soul. Hey, buddy. Don't have much more to talk about, I'm afraid, but Soul's the main character. There will probably be some dialogue, right? Come on.
Mankind knew that they cannot
Give us
change
dialogue.
society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven or hell.
Come on, let's see it. Soul's Japanese is pretty good, actually. I mean, they're all good, but...
Duel 1.
Less jarring. That didn't work. Get in the car. Woo! Like Soul's theme. I like feels like I've said that about pretty much every character. Except for Giovanna, I guess. Giovanna's just so good. It's just not one of my favorites, personally. Doesn't mean it's bad. Oh no. Soul! Oh no. Oh god. Now I used to be on this side.
Duel 3.
There we go. Oh, wrong one. Get in the car, Soul. No one. Oh no. I don't want it! Ah, my face. My turn! Learn to spell! Today's winner of the day! Woo! Not too bad.
この10人が相手してもあんたなかなか
Bedman. Still need to switch the voice back over. But I guess it doesn't hurt to hear these. Oh, also, Bedman in this game. The reason it's Bedman question mark is because that's the bed
Mankind knew
that the original
they cannot
Bedman
change society.
was
So instead of
bolted to,
reflecting on themselves,
and Delilah is that Bedman's sister.
heaven or hell.
But it's not entirely clear whether or not this is the same bed and like the guy's soul is in it or something. It's not clear. Which is why there's a question mark.
無責任ですが、ごめんなさい。
Uh-huh.
スマートに終わらせるか
Johnny versus
I like Bedman's theme too. It's not my favorite. I don't love it, but pretty good. Get in the card! Woo! Oh boy. I miscalculated! You have to do nothing? I'll just wail on you if you do.
だから言ったじゃねえか
He'll be fine, Delilah.
パーフェクトだって
Don't worry about it.
Johnny wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Woo! Woo!
Slap.
Bedman I can deal with.
ハッピーエンドの条件はハンサムが勝つことさ
Woo! Estimate. This is another new one. I guess the in-between matches are random. There isn't like a set order. You just got lucky last time. For the first time around.
Mankind knew
All
that
that
they
we're
cannot
missing.
change society.
Well, we're missing a few
So
characters now,
instead of
but
reflecting on themselves, they blame
I think
the
after
beasts,
this is
heaven,
May and then we're
or hell.
through. And I'm probably gonna call it a night. Because I didn't mean to go for this long anyhow. This is an off-schedule one.
いい散歩日和だと思わないか
Oh.
やれやれ懐かしい
Oh,
か
hey. Neat dialogue.
Johnny versus Testament.
Interesting.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Stop doing the type. I'll do it again. Get the card. Worth it. An end to the match, so it's worth it.
諦めが感じたぜ
Johnny wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Get in the car! I miscalculated! Oh my god, Johnny! Oh god. That was rough.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Oh, now you do it. Now you're all too eager to do it. Get in the car! Say my name.
Slap.
Woo!
家族ってのはいいもんだ。お前さんも今ならそう思えるだろう。
Family. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel principles. Hi, May. Why is your mouth so small? Her mouth is very small in that portrait. I don't understand it.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell.
I think we've already seen this one, right?
Tony!
予想より早かったな。
Huh. Delivery's a little different than English. Interesting.
May.
また遊び歩いて、こっちは大変だったんだよ。今日という今日は、
Wow, she somehow sounds younger. I don't like that. I'm actually not the biggest fan of that.
Duel 1.
I guess all the more reason to switch back over to Switch soon. That sound. Get in the car. Okay. Okay. Woo! Oh, that was a pretty good thing right there. Woo! Yay!
私はまだ本気を出してないです。
Wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
That's gonna be interesting to see. For what pose there's been more practice, but it's interesting to see the sort of things people can make with limited poses and apps. That's only interesting to me. I mean, obviously it's interesting to other people, otherwise there wouldn't be anything there.
飛びます。
Hey! Calculated.
そっか、船に誘ってたんだ。
ず
Yep.
っと断ってますけどね。
ごめんね、ジョニーが浮気してると思って。
The same one.
ね、終わな。
See, the dog wants on.
Once there everything
Alright. Well, that was fun. I was not planning on playing for this long. This was mostly just me celebrating a character that I thought was cool. I don't know if I'm gonna do this for the other DLC characters. I might. Hey Dan, thanks for doing the system voice. I might do these for the other DLC characters. If they look particularly interesting, I might do something similar to this. But I can't think of much. I had a lot of fun too. So let's throw this screen up. I don't know much else to say. Johnny's a lot of fun. I like his design. I like his voice. I like how he plays. Saturday, more Case 2 of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Next week, on Wednesday, same time as most Wednesdays, 5 p.m. EST, we'll be continuing Saijuma's story Yakuza 4, and so on and so forth. Until then, Witchy, if you're watching this in the future, thank you so much for joining me in chat. Those of you in chat, in Twitch chat, thank you so much for joining me today. I know this was kind of a weird one. And those of you watching the VOD in the future, hello from the past. Thank you for coming up to see us. And until next time, I've been Daniel Tensuka Rose, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!